Then, and the constable did not have lawful justification, like them up on random stuff. Yep, as far as imprisonment. And that's what I meant in all the interactions. Falls imprisonment. And I sometimes sympathize with the constable, you know. That's why I mean, that's why I mean, that is why all the times I sue and I go seek settlement. And I spread the gospel on these platforms for them to get it. But those who, except some people, what them say? What they want to say? This one time I want to be the idiot. What them say? Yeah, man, you can go and talk your talk. You know nothing about me. I drive a Tida, you think, what do you think? Some people drive, what they call it, you know, Benz and them vehicle. Warren Buffett's driving old Volvo, what he have from a long time, he's a billionaire. Why not like to judge people? No come like some of my police them. Because they see Tida, they say, "Cho, I want broke pocket one that man. I want scam of that. Or I want something. Profile." I saw some of them thinking, they see them in the case law then. Yep. So they start profile you. Yep. They start profile you based on the type of vehicle you drive. Yep. Yeah. Sell the Tida and go law school. You don't know what you're talking about. No. I will retain my Tida and use it. It is cheaper for fuel. I have things to do. I have things to achieve. Okay? Okay. You understand that? So if you want to buy me one, me not have no problem. You want to buy me a new vehicle? Buy it, no? If you have a problem with Tida, buy me a new vehicle, no? Me not refuse it, no? As long as the money no come from proceeds of crime. Me not refuse it. Okay? So if a good money will work, you can buy one. Not a problem. Me not have no problem. Okay? But until then, my funds will be focused on the many things that I have to do. Yes? Will be focused on making my living space as much more luxurious as I want. So I said, no, not about me, you know. Just like to prejudice. That's how people like to, just like to prejudice. It's just like some man buy the sorry, I'm just coming off topic. So if some man will like, we take the money and buy the Benz and buy the Bima. I'll be my whole time car, but anyway. And for them girls to see. And that trick them girls and they say, yeah, money got money, man. Poor soul. That is how we like to be deceived by certain things. Yep. And I'm not here to prove any point to anybody. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. If my teaching offends you, you have the right to get off this channel. You have the right to refuse to watch the videos. You have the right to skip it when you see it on TikTok and YouTube. Yes? You have the right to that. The best I will answer you and say, my actions and activities are private and I cannot spell it out. I went to York University in Toronto, Canada. It has some of the Ivy League colleges and schools. Osgood Law School is there, Bethune College is there, and those are Ivy Leagues. Just go Google them. I will say no more. Okay? It matters not. All right? Good. Continuing. So, for what you must know is that Mr. Dunn battle cases in the court. That is all you need to know. Okay? And Mr. Dunn argues in the High Court multiple times. When the case court resumes in September, I have multiple cases coming up. So you're talking to somebody who is not talking from the top of his head. He's talking because he has experience in what he's doing and he does it or he do it on a regular arguing cases. Okay? Me don't know what more you want than that. Okay? And if you want too much more, you can inbox me and make you look more if you want it. And if you feel like more, I'll give you. Alright? But if you don't want to believe what I'm saying, you say every time you talk here in reference case law, let's go up on Google, man, guys. Let's go double check, man, reference, man, fact check, and come again. But stop just blatantly accusing me of telling a lie. Because if anybody does accuse me of telling a lie, you know, I know where you live, I know your address. I know your address. I know your full name. Me I go send you one document and I must make a come give you and call you out for defamation. Okay? Because I know I am not going to come on here and tell no lies. So please, guys, stop trying to tarnish my name. Stop. You know how many lawyers come on my platform and like the videos and like everything? I whole heap of them. I don't know them. You know them. You know how many of them? Whole heap of them. Me see them. Them nah say nothing do. Okay? Whole heap, 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 whole heap. They're there. So I'm not arguing opinions. I am arguing facts. I am presenting facts. Not from the top of my head. I am presenting the court's interpretation of the law to you at all times. So, here why the constables them now. One believes that them have the power to stop and request documents now. Just so. Just so. Just so. Because me know say, if that the power that them feel like they have, they don't have it, they have to go do real police work. And the, no disrespect, gentle people, but the two subject was I am not saying that every police officer has two subjects, okay? But for the two subjects that many of them have, or three CXC subjects, not including math, then I don't know where I'm not gentle people. I remain humble at all times, but I'm just saying, Agent Aquarius, I am just saying, okay? I'm just saying that I went to one of the best case. I went to case two. I did natural science there, yeah, for 2 years. And if it's even in Jamaica, case natural science graduates are regarded in that time at the very least, in my time, as these are the people who move on to become the doctors and etc. in this country at UA. Oh, I can't talk about the batches after me, but I know about the batches before me and me. That UA, which is the prime university in Jamaica, regards natural science graduates. Let us show you a level of the mental strength that we have from case as the prime candidates to enter UWI in its med programs and other programs. Once on a not science student in my time and before, I don't know about now or after, apply to you, you instant get through. Because the program was so rigorous that from the time from before me to after, the highest somebody graduate is with credits. Hannah's not good. Because the program was so rigorous. And I was able to use that NAT site to get through to York University in Toronto, Canada. Yep. I have authored published book, published by Pelican Publisher. Spoke about this in previous live. It's a math book. I have research paper on critical thinking. I know to teach it. What I'm just alluding to is published research paper in Canada. Yes? I have presented research on thinking and critical thinking amongst academics and tech questions. I'm not going into details after my life. I'm not on social media to talk about my life. I'm here to share, but sometimes you have to establish credibility. Yes? So, my mental strength is not an average mental strength. My mental strength that I know of is far above average. Yes? So, when I have sympathy, and I'm not saying that somebody with two subjects can't think, but I'm saying our three subjects are not have math because numerical reasoning skill. I don't know why the force get rid of numerical reason, the ability, the requirement to pass CXC maths. But numerical reasoning skills is very important. I can tell you about that. Yes? So, what you what? Roach? Say you full of SHI? Well, Roach. Now seal back. The seal. A Roach did it to lie. When they that attack, this attack, I already stone them on the wall. The stone tile, you see. Yeah? Where I see? It was terrible. Anyway, I have sympathy sometimes when I'm arguing reasonable probable cause with constables. Because I know where my mental strength is. And I know where theirs are at. And I know sometimes because I'm on the go, it will take them a while. It may take a constable, based on where they are mentally, a while to fully understand or comprehend what I'm saying. And most of the times it is after the interaction that them actually understand what's going on. Yes? Or even have a slight idea of what's going on. In fact, I am still convinced that most of them still don't know what's going on. So look at me on here interpreting and talking about constitutional law, which is one of the most complicated areas of law to understand. Many lawyers don't even understand it. Many judges even don't understand it. Yep. Look at the Court of Appeal. How much years now our Supreme Court is ruling on constitutional provision. And I say, based on their interpretation of the Constitution. Just remember, years now since the Constitution is there now, our Supreme Court has been ruling that unless the right to equitable treatment and also inhumane treatment are both infringed on, then that right as guaranteed in the Constitution is not breached. And then now, just the 15th of July, our Court of Appeal, no, after decades of our court judges' interpretation, our Court of Appeal has now come forward and say, because what? Somebody with a bigger brain present a better argument that the reasonable court had to hold on to and agree with. And then what? Then what? The Court of Appeal had no choice but to side with the arguments. And I repeat that the equitable treatment, that ruling, has ramifications for the system. Because as long as a man can prove that he was stopped randomly, yes, just to ask for same documents, and him can prove that the police stop another man randomly, and when he stop and him peeping down and see who in there, he say, all right, go on. Then your right to equitable treatment by a public body has been infringed on. Got it? Equitable, fair treatment. Yeah? It is as basic as that. That is the landslide and the significance of that judgment, which is now the law in Jamaica. Remember, the court's interpretation of the law or the Constitution is the law. Okay? Okay? So, as long as a man can prove that somebody was treated differently in a similar situation, then improve same right to equitable treatment was violated by a public body in the execution of a function was violated. And unless the state can prove that the constable was demonstrably justified, in other words, had a reasonable probable cause, to treat me differently from how he treat somebody else, then oh God, I mean no, they can't establish, they can't prove that. Yes? Because under the law, they might be doing the action at the time. Then, oh Lord, compensation for each count of violation. Remember, each count of the violation, based on the case with the traffic ticket, each count of the violation look like around, it has start now at $250,000 for each count, basic cost. Depends on what you're claiming, yes? So, viewers, subscribers, people, law-obeying Jamaicans, don't you ever take it that Mr. Dunn, I tell none of you to not comply with the law. But I believe very strongly that a man is a fool to what he does not know. And since a man is a fool to what he does not know, I am hoping that most of you, many of you, will stop being a fool to what you don't know, including constables. Because remember, constables, you're opening up yourself to personal liability when you act outside of the public interaction policy and other policies, and when you act outside of the law. Remember, constables, viewers, and civilians, let me use the right terms, soldiers. Only didn't know that the soldier didn't have no jurisdiction in the traffic section. Eh? It's only when them in an SOE and they get special powers of a constable that they actually have powers on the road. Anyway, I'm not going to go into much. Soldiers don't scare me on the road, you know. When I see them with the constables, they don't scare me. They have big long guns and they don't scare me. If I'm passing through a place of a state of emergency, then I might say, all right, you know, the power of constable too. So, then, you know. But whenever it is a regular place that is not under SOE, and I see soldier with the police, I'm just like, Cho, you don't intimidate me. Okay? You don't intimidate me. So that no work for me. So, you know, the only while they're there and I'm just looking at this pass. And I'm like, what is that? Cho? Anyway. So gentle people, viewers and subscribers. At the point of reasonable suspicion, the constable has more than a hunch. It appears to him that a crime is committed. It means that he have some amount of evidence. Yes? At the point of reasonable probable cause, he has evidence that a reasonable person who know the law and the facts, him have reasonable grounds to believe that you are probably guilty of an offense because he can't determine guilt. So, I'll give you the final example. Let's say, and I'm going to use the police as an example this time. Let's say a constable has, constable. Let's say that two public bodies could give permission for something. Any two of them could give permission for something. And one, you seek permission from one, not from the other. And then the next, one of them act and stop you and say you never have permission. But him never go check to see if the other one give you permission and he never talk to you. You know what happened there, sir? When he gonna stop you? He not have reasonable probable cause because multiple bodies could give the consent. And he or the authority did not check with the other one to see if them give the permission. And they never ask you if you did get permission from the other one. Then if you have proof, you know, absolute proof, you know. But they never ask you. Because they never do that, then they never have reasonable probable cause to stop you. Get it? Because none of them one can't have not have the power to do it. And so it meant that they would not have had an honest belief in your guilt founded on reasonable grounds that you are probably guilty. Follow me? Got it? Got it? Because he couldn't have an honest belief if he never check to see if the other one did give a permission. You understand the standard, gentle people? So you have to check, you have to know what the law say and do what the law say. If the law say him need to do it within 6 months, all right, another example related to the police. The law said the police can charge you for a traffic offense up to 6 months after the offense based on the Justice of the Peace Jurisdiction Act. Now, and that's outside of the corporate area. Now, if the police were to issue a traffic ticket after 6 months, then what that amounts to is the constable not having reasonable probable cause to take action. That is what it amounts to. And that, sorry people, 1 second, I'm being distracted. 1 second, just give me 1 second. 1 second, don't go anywhere, give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Yes, sorry. Now, if the constable were to serve the ticket outside of the 6 months, then it means that he would not, while he might did have an honest belief that you're probably guilty, it was not, it didn't meet the reasonable ground standard, because the law is a part of the reasonable grounds. If we do everything in accordance with the law said, and if he didn't act, he or she did not act within the parameters of the law, then it means that he never have, his actions were not founded on reasonable grounds, because he not have no lawful authority or justification to issue a ticket outside of the 6 months. So even though the facts are there that would make a reasonable man believe that they are probably guilty, if the law not back the action at that time, then he can't act. You get it? So the law have to be followed to the T, and the facts have to back what's going on. If the two are not in sync, then it is the action of a constable or a public body. It cannot be said to have been done or founded on reasonable grounds. Because again, grounds mean what law support you, what's your lawful justification, and what's your factual justification. And again, grounds mean what is your lawful basis and what's your factual basis. Got it? So reasonable grounds is asking for your lawful justification and your factual justification or basis. All right? Now, whew, I would have concluded this first session on reasonable power, because here what's going to happen coming next. I'm going to starting the next live, which is scheduled for here on Wednesday. No. It's tomorrow. It's Monday. Monday. Live at 7:10 again. Monday. I will be taking questions, and then I will be presenting on an unannounced section of the RTA. I'm not trying to remember if I had a different. I have a live schedule. I don't remember from the top of my head. So talking about speed limits, because that's a complicated part of law. Is it Monday? I don't remember. If it's Monday or Wednesday, I don't remember. But I think one of the lives happening. There's a live schedule for Monday. One of the upcoming ones? I'm going to take questions from the audience. I will allow people to join in if they want, by video link. All right. It's just the box, and yeah. But I do have a live schedule for TikTok. If you guys look at the page, I think it's Monday, and it will look at I think it's Monday. Yes, that one will look at the speed limit. All right. So I would then say that when we meet here again, not Monday, but most likely on Saturday, after the Monday session on TikTok, because tomorrow is live on YouTube, and Wednesday is YouTube day. All right. Today is TikTok day. All right. So, gentle people, I hope you have learned something. Criminals, people who are violating the law, the police will hunt you down. I know they will. Try to make sure you comply with the law. Jamaica is a free society. Free no mean free from the government and persecution alone. It means free to maintain your life. It means free from harassment from your neighbor. It's free. So people, don't you dare, I don't want anybody to assume that I am here to teach people to get around the law. My philosophy and my belief, and I have spoken to it in a video that's on YouTube, one of the early videos about 2 years ago on YouTube, that if the police start to act lawfully, all right, well, let's try again, I'm going to tell you. If the police start to act lawfully, then it is my firm belief that crime will be controlled. Because you see the corruption that exists out there, I'm not going to call any name, where man believes saying can probably pee off somebody to get out of something. Hmm? And before the operation conducted, man here say operation are conducted. When criminals know say, and I make no accusation and call nobody name, or no organ of state name. I'm just saying, if a man know say, police and all public bodies will operate within the law, then man are gonna know saying can't try nothing because if you drive around the corner and then man get information, good information about them, or suspect them and move them away, then them will get stopped. Enough you know say, enough you tell yourself say, why? No man, my squad around a corner or whatever, to feel like you can get away. So once we start to act within the law, that's the concept I'm talking about. Once you start to act within the law, more criminals will be held. I keep on repeating the latest story where the police caught a man with lots of scamming paraphernalia, enough evidence to sink him into prison for a long time. But because them search him house without warrant, the case throughout dismissed and a verdict of not guilty was entered. But had they had the warrant, then him gone to prison. It's certain of that. The final thing for you, those who are here, even when the court believes that the constable had reasonable or probable cause, or had an honest belief to act, the court must then, to determine if it was a reasonable action, there's something in law that we call Wednesbury unreasonable, or Wednesbury principle. It's a principle in law. For the court to determine that finally whether the constable had reasonable or probable cause to act, the court will make another assessment based on the principle set out that is called the Wednesbury principle. That is the unreasonableness principle. So if the court making an assessment say no reasonable person would have made the decision knowing the law and based on the facts, then the court will find that you did not have reasonable or probable cause to act. And that's based on the Wednesbury principle. So I repeat, even after you get all the information you get, when the court is determining whether you had reasonable probable cause, lawful justification to act, the court is going to assess based on the Wednesbury principle. You can go Google it. Wednesbury principle. So, in other words, it's called Wednesbury unreasonableness. Just Google that, guys. If the court finds that no reasonable person who know the law and the facts would have taken the action that was taken, made the decision, such took the action that was taken, then the court will conclude that the actions and the decision was unreasonable. And it come back again now to not following the procedures as set out in law. When the constables fail to act lawfully, then there's no way the court, when they are making the assessment to see if the constable had reasonable probable cause to take action, will find that they had reasonable probable cause if them act outside of what the law said they can do. Get it? So when you stop the man in violation of the law, no reasonable person who would have made that decision to violate the law. Get it, people? Until next time. The next live I am confirming is for Monday here on TikTok. That live will be at 7:10 p.m. It will be on the speed limit, and we'll talk about many other things. Tomorrow's live on YouTube will elaborate on many concepts, including reasonable probable cause. You know that every live is never the same, right? So you can be there, because there's a lot that I would say on YouTube or say on TikTok, and I forget to say here or to say there, because I'm not reading from a script. All right? So I appreciate you all being here, taking the time out of your busy schedule. to learn a thing or two. I see some people sending gifts. Thank you very much. Your money can buy some gas to put in a tea there. So yes, um, thank you all for being here. And if you have any questions, I will take them now. Should remember to share the videos so others can see them. You will see the live recap here. It will take me some time to, cut it up because it's long. We posted a 5 minutes video, but um, yeah, man. If you're willing to participate in a live, I think I can take a question.